What up out there, cyber friend? This is Mitty Man coming back at you from Walker's Music with yet another word for today. I just want to give a big shout out to the YouTube family. You know who you are. Matter of fact, from the smallest to the greatest, and I would call that Big Papa, JT. I want to say that Paul was considered to be the greatest missionary that ever lived, the greatest preacher outside of Jesus that ever lived. Now we might wonder, why did Paul get this accolade? Was it because of the fact that he wrote just about most of the, probably 2/3 of the New Testament? Or it was because of his suffering and the persecution he endured for the gospel's sake? You don't know. I don't. Mitty Man doesn't know. But I do know one thing, that Paul was the chiefest of the Pharisees. And Paul wreaked havoc in the church. Paul before he was Paul, his name was Saul. And he went about persecuting the church. And he did it with great fervor. All in great zeal. All he wanted to know was where you was at. And then Paul would get you and he was going to take you in. He had great zeal at that. On the contrary, I should say the flip side of that, after Paul was converted and he met Christ, he had that same zeal. He didn't lose the zeal. He just changed what he was doing. He had the same zeal about the gospel as he did about persecuting the church. Is that the reason why he was considered the greatest? Who named him the greatest? Who named him the greatest? I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think man did that. I don't see nowhere in Scripture, and I'm just saying that if somebody else have seen it, show me. But I have not seen nowhere in Scripture where God said he was greatest. Nowhere. I remember once Jesus was speaking to his disciples. And he told them, he got them straight about worrying about who was the greatest and who was this. He said, don't worry about that kind of stuff. That's what Jesus said. So now you know what I'm saying. I'm just going to leave that alone. But I'm going to come back and say this much. And then I'm going to leave it alone. To the YouTube family, to all of us who are trying to tell the truth. Remember, it's not our gospel. Remember that. It's not our gospel. We cannot make anyone accept it. It's not our job. Our job is to proclaim the truth. Period. Now, there's one thing I want to say to the YouTube fam. If you remember what Paul told Titus, he told Titus to go to Crete. And if I miss something, people, don't take it for love. I'll go and look it up. Tell me where I missed it and I'll go look it up and then we'll get it straight. But if I'm not mistaken, Paul told Titus to go to Crete and to put the things that were lacking, in other words, the things that were missing, I want you to go and I want you to place that back into the church. In other words, all the things that the church was not doing, the things that they should have been doing, they weren't doing, I want you to put it back in place. In other words, I don't want you to go down there and take part in their mess. I want you to stop their mess, and I want you to clean it up. That's what Paul sent Titus to Crete to do. Same as it is this day, people. It is not our gospel. But Jesus said we were supposed to be what? Witnesses. He told the disciples, first at Jerusalem, in Judea, to the uttermost, Samaria, and then to the uttermost parts of the world. People, we are doing that right now. This is harvest time, people. And the only thing we need to do is what? Like Christ said, be witnesses. We need to be witnesses for him. Telling the truth. When you do that, bro, that's all you can do. Sister, that's all you can do. When you tell the truth, as far as you know it, that's all you can do. And mind you, that a lot of us get puffed up. We get puffed up. We get a couple of degrees behind our name and doctor this and bishop that. Who cares about all that? All I want to know is that I got a BA, born again. That's all that matters to Middleman. All this doctor this and call me Mr. that. You ain't got to even call me nothing at all. All I want to know is Jesus called my name on the day of refreshing. That's the only thing I want. I want him to call my name. So be of good cheer. Be of good cheer. Hold your head up. And we keep proclaiming the truth the best we know how. And like you say, Brother JT and Brother PB Drum, both of y'all say this a lot, is where Brother Hardencliff. We need to study. You need to study to show yourself approved, a workman that needed not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. And once we do that, our hands are clean. This is Middleman saying peace. And before I say goodbye, let me tell you one more thing. Don't worry about when people don't like you. Like I said, people don't like you, you in good company. Not everybody like Jesus. And you know, some people got pick and choose. Brother Hardencliff, you might load up a video and tell the all truth, and you might get 3 views. Somebody else go there with a bunch of mess and they get 300 in 1 minute. Because people just stupid like that. They got their mind made up. So we as soldiers, we must fight the good fight of faith. That's what Paul said. So don't worry about when ain't nobody watching or viewing your video. You got some people that you might ask them to do certain things. They won't do it. They won't do it. And you know what? They don't even have sense enough to realize YouTube tells on them. YouTube tells on you. If I tell you if I got so many people on my contact list, and I got something that I'm trying to advertise, maybe a track that I'm working on, and I tell them, and I ask them to go and check it out. Yeah, I'm going to check it out, bro, Middleman. I'm going to check it out. Well, when I go to YouTube and I look at my video and I see 2 views, and I know I got 300 people on my contact list, that tells the story right there. But people don't even have sense enough to realize that. This is Middleman saying peace and goodbye.